Today we're in the studio at Outback Fibers and we're going to do a video for beginning felting. So once you have rubbed both sides of your work and you have a nice skin on the felt that you can feel that the piece is beginning to hold together by itself, you can do a pinch test. Pinch it like this, and if it lifts up as a whole piece, it's stable enough that you can move to the second stage of shrinking the felt. So turn the work, and at this point you're going to need a roller bar of some kind. On a small piece, something like a piece of PVC pipe gives you a nice small compact roller to roll your work up. If you're doing a large piece, you might want to work with something like one of these swimming pool noodles that gives you a larger diameter roll to roll up a large piece of work. But for today, on this small piece, our PVC will work just fine. So we'll roll that up, and the nice thing about this shelf liner is that it grips to itself nicely, and if your towel, which is now fairly damp, that will grip and keep it from sliding on your work surface. And now you're just going to roll with firm pressure, lean your body into it a little bit, and roll back and forth. And after you've given this about 50 or 60 rolls back and forth, then you can unroll your piece. And we're going to check it a little bit. It will always shrink in the direction that you're rolling it. So since we were rolling from this side, then the next time we roll it, we can turn it, take the piece, turn it 90 degrees over this way. And at this point, if you wish, you can remove the netting. We have a good skin on the felt now, so nothing will get disturbed. Re-roll your felt up again. And another 50 or 60 rolls under your hands. Nice firm pressure. If you don't have much strength, you may just have to roll a little bit longer, but you can take your time. And then again, we're going to rotate another 90 degrees. And you can see we've rolled a slight wrinkle into that, so smooth that out before you re-roll it again. And this way we're going to roll from all four directions on the piece. And you should hear that nice kind of squishing sound. If you don't hear that, you probably don't have quite enough water in your work, in which case you can just take your water bottle and you can just drizzle some extra water on the top, and it'll go right through all the layers. Alright, we'll unroll it, and now we'll do our final 90-degree turn from this side, rolling the piece up again. And at this point now, the felt is fairly compact. You can feel this by taking your finger and thumb and rubbing together. I can still feel a little bit of movement in the middle of the layers of fiber, so it still needs to be shrunk a little more. So now that we've done some fairly gentle fulling by rolling, we can go to a more intensive method of fulling by picking the piece of felt up, adding a little more water, and rolling it around in your hands. Add pressure as you roll. Just kind of cup your hands like you had a tennis ball in there and go round and round. And just roll for about 10 or 15 seconds before you then open it back up, because otherwise it will start to stick to itself and you'll just end up with a felt ball instead of a nice felt piece. So open it up, stretch it in all directions, add a little more water, and roll it again in your hands. And the firmer you press with your hands, the more pressure you can apply, the more quickly it will shrink and tighten up. But remember, don't roll too long without checking, or it will stick to itself, and the edges will roll in too. And then you'll get thick parts on the side. But you can see how this is shrinking up nicely, and as the wool shrinks underneath, you're getting the wonderful textures that the silk develop as the wool draws it up with it when it's shrinking. And this is where, if you want to dunk it in hot water at this point, instead of using the cold water, it will speed things up just a little bit with the fulling process. You can see how much smaller our piece is getting now than what we started with. Okay, now we could just continue to roll this until it tightened up a little bit more. Probably 2 or 3 more rolling in my hand would tighten this up completely. But for the purpose of this video, this gives you an adequate idea of how this should look. And when you get finished, then you can just squeeze out the excess water, rinse it out under the tap to get out any soap, and then you can hang it to dry, or you can iron it if you like. But this will give you a nice finished piece of felt that then you could stitch it up, make yourself a little case for your sunglasses. You could make a cover for your cell phone, or you could just frame it and have a decorative piece on your wall. So if you want to make this basic beginner felt piece, then I'd suggest that you might like to look at the Outback felting kit. Comes with a base fiber of one color. Gives you 3 other different colors of wool roving for your decorative elements on the top. And so for just $20 you can buy the Outback felting kit and you can get started. It has your mat. The only thing you don't have is your water and your soap, your rolling bar and your towel and your energy. So have fun and enjoy.